Hey film fans, my name is David. This is Film Collector Archive, and today we have a mega episode of the Orbit DVD haul, so stay tuned. Possibly against my better judgment, I have for you today a mega episode of the Orbit DVD haul. Now, I want to be very clear up front here. This is kind of an amalgamation of several different orders from Orbit DVD. So this is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a single purchase from Orbit, but it's just a bunch of orders that came together, and I figured I would do one kind of mega episode of the Orbit DVD haul, just kind of a fun way to start off the new year. And yeah, so this is the type of episode that you'll definitely want to grab a drink, grab some treats, however you do, and sit back and relax and enjoy this, because Orbit DVD, as you know, I mean, I'm a big proponent for them, and they are just bringing in some amazing titles. So I will definitely have my water handy here, as I will be talking quite a bit tonight, or today. I'm filming at night here. Okay, so I've done my best as well to kind of organize this, kind of, sort of. So I'll try and hit some similar type items, and I'll try and group packaging type with the label as best I can, but no promises. There's just a significant amount going on here, so I am going to do my absolute best, but this is kind of semi organized. And I do want to say here at the outset, the beginning of this video, if you are new to the channel and you like talking film collecting, if you like watching haul videos like we have here today, I do invite you to hit the subscribe button. I love this community, and we're always, it's always really active in the comments section, which I'm always really grateful for. So if you're interested in that, at least consider subscribing and hitting that like button, as well as the bell icon. Then you'll be all set up with the channel and ready to receive notifications when I upload new videos in the future. And there's a whole backlog of videos that you can go look at and again, see if this channel is something that you're interested in. But shameless plug done. Let's go ahead and move into our haul here. So I'm actually going to first start with books, because we just have two books here, and I'm really excited about both of these. I'll probably say I'm really excited a lot throughout this video, because this is just so much good in front of me. It's just insane. Okay, so first up here we have TCM Underground. So this comes from Turner Classic Movies, one of my absolute favorites. They have an amazing library of books at this point, and if they are not, I mean, I think film lovers out there, everyone's aware of TCM, but if you aren't aware of their library, they have some amazing titles available. Have not read this one, obviously, because I just pulled it in, but TCM Underground, this is 50 must-see films from the world of classic, cult, and late-night cinema. So really great cover there. There's the back, and yeah, this is by Millie de Chirico and Quatoya Murray, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced those names, but they are so Millie is the chief programmer for TCM Underground, and Quatoya is a film critic and writer who has worked with TCM and Filmstruck. So the Filmstruck streaming service, which predated what we now have with the Criterion channel, but two great ladies here who have brought us an awesome book. Cannot wait to dive in on that one. All right, and the only other book I have here is my newest addition to my Fright Fest guide collection, which is behind me somewhere here on the shelves. This is the Fright Fest guide for vampire movies. I've really been into vampire movies as of late, so this is kind of coming good timing, perfect timing for me. Really getting into Gothic cinema, and recently pulled in American Gothic by Jonathan Rigby, one of my favorite voices on Gothic cinema, probably my favorite voice on Gothic cinema, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, the Fright Fest Guide to Vampires, or vampire movies, I should say, is here. So this is the newest part of that collection, and these are just absolutely visual treats. These books are. So highly recommend. There's so this is the 6th entry, and I think that's the total library. But okay, so we're gonna keep on a theme here for the next several titles here with kind of big format box sets. First up is none other than Arrow Video's Shawscope Volume 2. Volume 1 is just a magnificent box set. I'm a huge fan of Kung Fu films, Shaw Brothers films. I'm really getting into, so this is a very welcome addition to the collection. I know exactly what to expect here with this. But there's some, even within this set, there's some really eclectic titles, and the one I will point out here, hopefully I can remember, I'm sorry, I might not. The Boxer's Omen is the title here that I'm most excited about. I hear it's kind of a crazy, wacky film, but the format here is just so awesome. I do have a video on the channel unboxing the first Shawscope set, and of course stay tuned on the channel because I will have an unboxing of this set right here. Throughout the titles I'm showing here, you can kind of guess as to what titles will probably have their own unboxing videos. This is a very obvious answer here. So yeah, let me just kind of show you the back here in this video. You can pause and take a look at the contents there. So we have looks like a 10-disc set here. But couldn't be more excited for Shawscope Volume 2. From my understanding, with the Shawscope series continuing, my understanding is that they're going to be going away from more of the straight up kind of Kung Fu films, and maybe there's some other films in the Shawscope library that will be brought to light or restored for us all to enjoy. So I don't know. Stay tuned for sure with Arrow Video, as they're obviously always doing a lot of great work. And I also want to point out, I am on my AirPods, my AirPod Pros here. Hopefully the audio is good. I did this for some logistical reasons as well, so I could kind of move around a bit easier with all that I have to handle here. So hopefully the audio is good. This is just not my typical setup where I usually have the lav mic. Okay, next up, oh, and you know what, I'm going to show you these in order here. This is a brand new series for us film collectors. This is 4 titles. I've seen these featured on some of the main film collector channels already, but I definitely wanted to show them off here, and these are others that will definitely be unboxed separately on the channel. But this is, let me go with number 1 here. This is the Film Vault series. So here we have spine number 1. On the side here, you can see we have 001 there with, of course, Blade Runner. These are large format box sets. One of the main reasons that I got them, now these are a bit pricey, but one of the main reasons I got them is, so they have these acetate covers, which I actually absolutely hate. But when you pull these off, and we'll of course go over in detail in the unboxing video showing you how these look unboxed, but the acetate covers come off, and these are some spectacular art pieces, kind of display pieces for the collection. Obviously, the films here, I'm interested in the films first and foremost, but it happens to be that these are amazing art pieces, and I'll show you which one is my favorite here. But here we have the art for Blade Runner. I'm really excited to have these set up on, I have a shelf over here ready for them, but just to display the beautiful art that's on these. But they're really cool sets on the inside as well. So there we have number 1, which again is Blade Runner. Okay, so number 2, this is my favorite art from the series. This is none other than Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas, one of my favorite gangster films, mafia films, you know, kind of that ilk. Maybe my favorite Martin Scorsese film. I don't know. We're talking Martin Scorsese, so there's obviously several that come up. Taxi Driver, for me, is another. It's probably a fight between Taxi Driver and Goodfellas for me in terms of my favorite, but that's all for another video. But the art here is my favorite of this series of 4 box sets. I think this is absolutely magnificent. I'm so excited to have this displayed on the shelf. There's a look at the contents, but yeah, just this artwork here is so cool. And then again, without the acetate cover on there, it's just going to look much better. Okay, I got to speed it up because I understand what I have ahead of me here, and you'll be able to see the runtime on this video, so that kind of speaks for itself. But number 3, and I can fill some loose contents in here, which isn't my favorite. This is Al Pacino in Scarface. Of course, we have a Brian De Palma film here. Scarface, the art on this as well is really magnificent. Probably my second favorite if I'm ranking these. And there's the contents there. Stay tuned for full unboxing. But yeah, a lot of loose stuff in there. And then last but not least here in this collection is 1917. So this is obviously a much newer film than the other 3, but a really welcome addition to the collection. I'm really glad to have this on 4K. I didn't own this previously. I do have Blade Runner on 4K, and I've had Scarface on 4K. Now, Blade Runner, the 4K specifically, I kept on that one because I know there's some contents that aren't included on the disc here in the Film Vault series box set. So I kept my 4K, slipcover, like whatever standard edition on that one. But yeah, 1917. And of course, we have the magnificent work of Roger Deakins here in this film. There's a peek at that set. So that is the Film Vault series. Again, very excited about that collection. I'm excited to see where they go with that, but 4 films definitely want in the collection, definitely happy to have with these really beautiful editions, but they are pricey, so I will say that. Okay, see if I can sneak these over here without letting any of the secrets out there on the camera. Okay, so now we're going to jump into box sets. So this is just kind of no really specific order, but again, I'm trying to group these as best I can in label. But first up here, we have the 88 films release on 4K of Dragons Forever. So this is 88 films, a limited edition box set treatment here. If you're used to the box set treatments from them, right over here I've got Armor of God, Short Circuit 2, The Young Master, all great box sets, and they really give their limited box sets great treatment. So this is Dragons Forever. All right, next up we have, so this isn't as much of a rigid box set, but still kind of a box set style. From 101 Films, this is Rock and Roll High School, featuring, of course, the Ramones here in this punk rock kind of film from the 1970s. This is a film that I've only seen once. So this is 1979. I've only seen this film once, so I'm really excited to revisit this one, but really, really fun time, and great special features on this one. Sorry, let me show you Dragons Forever here really quick. Just tons of extra features there. Nice supplemental package here, and then you get the booklet included here. Really, really fun artwork here from 101 Films on Rock and Roll High School. All right, next up from Eureka, we have a newer release from them, from their Masters of Cinema series. This is the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, or Das Cabinet de Dr. Caligari, as it says here on the cover. They're going with the, obviously the German title, from 1920. Really looking forward to the 4K treatment on this. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This is, no, this is not a 4K. This is a Blu-ray edition. Let me just double check myself here. No, this is a definitive UHD edition. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place here. Too many things going on here. But yeah, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, really fantastic artwork here, and I'm really sorry about the glare there, if I'm getting any glare here on these sets. Some really great features there. Yeah, really great looking box set in the great tradition of the Eureka box sets. Now, speaking of great tradition of box sets, we are moving over to Second Sight with their new, and this is a Blu-ray release of a film by Sean Baker. This is Tangerine. Now, my experience with the films of Sean Baker is very limited. All I've seen is the Florida Project, which I really enjoyed. So I'm very excited to continue going down the path of his filmography. So here we have the limited edition contents here from Second Sight. They always do a fantastic job with their releases. Really, really like the cover art on here with that sunset, LA, or maybe LA. Looks like LA. But I did see the Florida Project, so it could be Florida. Haven't seen the film, but really, really great looking cover art there. So that is from Second Sight. All right, next up from Arrow Video, none other than Arrow Video, a release that a lot of people, including myself, are very excited about. I admittedly have not seen this film since I was a kid, so I'm very excited to revisit this one. And I love Kevin Costner, so this is really for me, I mean, the cast here is fantastic overall. But this is Kevin Costner as Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yeah, it's we got Morgan Freeman, we got Alan Rickman, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. Yeah, just a really great cast here, and as always, just stacked with supplements here. And this is directed by Kevin Reynolds, who also directed Waterworld. See a theme there with Kevin Costner, but really fantastic artwork on this cover here as well. Really, really appreciate the design there. And to have this on 4K, I'm very excited to revisit this one. And the Bryan Adams song on here really takes me back to my childhood. Everything I do it for you. I mean, that really brings me back to my childhood. But again, I haven't seen the film since then, so this is going to be a really interesting one. The pedigree is all here. I know kind of what I'm getting into, but it's just been so long since I've seen this film, so I'm really excited to revisit this one, which I will be doing very, very soon. In fact, that's going to be really near the top of the stack of everything I'm showing you here today because I'm that excited about it. Yep, see, and I did not, I should have shown you both of my second sight titles here, so didn't do a great job with organizing these, but the other second sight, I think this is the only other one, second sight title that I have here is Stephen Graham in Boiling Point. Not a film that I am familiar with, but I did watch Elliot Cohen's review on this over at Boutique Blu-rays with Elliot Cohen, and he gave it high praise. I've heard really great things about this film as I've done a little bit of research on it, and I like these one-shot, kind of one-take style of films. In fact, much like I just showed you here earlier, 1917, kind of a similar idea there. But yeah, Boiling Point, on the busiest night of the year, one of the hottest restaurants of London, a charismatic and commanding head chef balances on a knife's edge as multiple personal and professional crises threaten to destroy everything he's worked for. Sounds awesome. Great second sight treatment here. For the most part, I like the films of the second sight label. There's some hits and misses, as there will be with any label, but this just really felt like it was calling my name. So Boiling Point, again with Stephen Graham, directed by Philip Barantini. Okay, moving right along. We have a studio release, but this is the UK release, and I had to go for this edition on this particular film because it is one of the greatest films of all time. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. This is the 4K box set style release here of Casablanca. Had to get this edition. I did see this unboxed on Tim Talks Talkies, one of my good friends in the community, and I mean, the set looks great. So if you want to see an unboxing video, stay tuned on this channel as well. I will have that included on the channel here, but Tim did a great unboxing of it as well, so you're in good hands if you go over to his channel as well. But this is a 3-disc Ultimate Collector's Edition, and lots of contents inside, great artwork, and this is the I should say the Steelbook edition. And I like steelbooks that are contained inside box sets. I'm a lot more likely to pick up a steelbook in that kind of that format, but really great overall product and presentation here, so had to go for that. Next up, I've heard, oh, I did it again because this is another 101 Films. All right, we're just gonna scrap the script, whatever I had going here. This is from 101 Films, and a release that has a shockingly low sticker price. I think I picked this up for $22, and this is Ghost Watch. This is a limited edition box set, and you can see really thick box set here, quite a lot going on here. But this is Ghost Watch. 101 Films presents Ghost Watch 1992, a BBC production that terrified Britain on 31st of October 1992. The reputation kind of precedes this one, and I'm really interested to check this out. This is right up my alley in terms of, I mean, I'm obviously a big horror guy, but this is very, very intriguing. This is kind of along the lines of something like Orson Welles' radio presentation of War of the Worlds, something like that, where it's something that really takes hold of the public and, has a lasting impression in that way. So really excited about Ghost Watch. Stay tuned for an unboxing on this one. Let me show you actually try and remember to give you a look at the back of these. All right, so Ghost Watch. Okay, so next up we have a couple of Kino Lorber sets. Really excited about this. There's another set that Kino Lorber did of the pioneers of women in filmmaking. This kind of follows along the same lines. And this is from Kino Classics. This is Cinema's First Nasty Women. Love the title on that. This is 875 minutes from 1898 to 1926. Just a really promising looking set here. I have the pioneers of African American cinema, of early women filmmakers, and then this just felt like it belonged in the group. So Cinema's First Nasty Women. Here is kind of a peek. And I'm sorry, guys, if this is not doing a great job focusing, but yeah, so there's the side. So you get a nice thick booklet, which I always enjoy. And then it looks like a digipack style, kind of like a fold out presentation with the discs, as I'm guessing what you're going to get in here. But some good special features there. And again, a runtime of nearly 900 minutes here. So Cinema's First Nasty Women. I obviously haven't seen the films here, but this is one that I have a feeling is going to be highly suggested, highly recommended. All right, next up, if you follow the channel, you know I've collected this whole series from them. This is Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema, and this is the 11th entry in the collection. I'm not sure when number 12 is coming out, but from what I remember reading, I think we're at least going through like 15 of these. We might even go north of that, but here we are at number 11. We have A Woman's Vengeance, I Was a Shoplifter, and Behind the High Wall, 1948, 1950, and 1956, respectively. So great artwork there. There is, look at the films. I love how they have the poster presentation there for each of the films on the back. So that is the next entry in Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema. Love that series. Okay, next up, we have a couple of Studio Canal box sets. This is a film that I'm new to. In fact, I chose to not watch through the entire thing because I was really loving it. And so I watched through about probably 2/3 of it on, I think I caught it on Amazon Prime Video, but this is Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery in a film by Russell Mulcahy. Probably definitely butchering that name, but here we have Highlander with some spectacular artwork here. The same goes for this next set I'm about to show you. I love the work Studio Canal does with their limited box sets. That is a collection of mine that is definitely growing, but this is a 4K presentation of the film. You can see in the bottom there, so Studio Canal, Ultra HD, and Blu-ray. And then here's a look at the back of the box. Really pleased with the artwork on this one. Look forward to diving in on this one on the channel. And the other one from Studio Canal. I owned this film just on Blu-ray. I didn't get the 4K box set from Arrow Video. So number one, I wanted to go 4K. Number two, this particular 4K box set for me beat out the Arrow offering. Even though the Arrow offering is really spectacular, this is just like next level. And I thought this was out of print, and then Orbit pulled in some extra copies of this. I think even they were probably a little bit surprised that this kind of came back into circulation. But this is the 4K box set for Flash Gordon. If you've never seen Flash Gordon, it's an absolute blast. If you like the music of Queen and you like 80s movies, I mean, you can't miss here. This is a brand new 40th anniversary 4K restoration, 5 discs, including the Queen soundtrack, Life After Flash feature-length documentary, 32-page booklet, Titan mini book, original Flash Gordon comic strip, Flash logo, so on patch, 4 art cards plus brand new extras, and just spectacular artwork here. Really thick box set presentation here as well, and I absolutely could not say no to this. Sorry, give you some chance here to read up on that. Yeah, and this has Sam J. Jones, Melody Anderson, Ornella Muti, and Max von Sydow. Yeah, it's just, this film is just such a good time. Such a good time. And I'm just blown away by the presentation here by Studio Canal. Okay, next we have 3 from Indicator. I am bananas about Indicator. You know I am if you follow the channel at all. That's another, this is another label, you know, I'm just absolutely crazy about. Here we have a more recent, well, all 3 of these are more recent, but box set. These are 2 smaller box sets, and then we have 1 big box set, but this is the Robin Hood at Hammer. So we have a nice large collection of Hammer films from Indicator that have been offered in their beautiful box set presentations, which I have all of those on the shelf. But this is a Hammer offering in a smaller set of 2 films. So we have Robin Hood, Sword of Sherwood Forest and A Challenge for Robin Hood. 2 films here from 1960 and 1967, respectively. Really slim runtimes here with 80 minutes and 96 minutes. This is a limited offering, and you can see here number 3,629 of, whoops, wrong way, 5,000. So a pretty limited run on this one, but just really great presentation here. Love the artwork, and, you know, just a bevy of supplements here, as is, you know, the way of Indicator. They just knock these things out of the park. And then you have the booklet. The booklets from Indicator are always spectacular. And then it looks like we get a poster and art cards, maybe. Anyways, you know, some other goodies in there as well. So 2 films here, Sword of Sherwood Forest and A Challenge for Robin Hood. Maybe I can do these with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, make it a triple feature. Which one of those things is not like the other? But might still be fun. All right, next up we have the great Bert Lancaster. I know next to nothing about this film, but it stars Bert Lancaster, and I'm intrigued enough by the reception of kind of other film fans out there looking at Letterboxd reviews and whatnot, that this one is intriguing enough, and I'm going in blind enough on this one that, and that was intentional on my part, that it's just too intriguing for me to not check this out. This is a film by Frank Perry, who directed Diary of a Mad Housewife, I believe, is another film he directed that I have seen that actually entered the Indicator library as well. On the fence about picking that one up. It's a great film, but it's a really tough watch if I'm being honest. But this is Burt Lancaster in The Swimmer. Again, we have a limited offering here, 3,349 of 5,000. You know, the standard offering here in their box set presentations, you know, with the limited J card, or the J card indicating the number, limited edition number that you have there. But yeah, great extras here. So yeah, so these smaller box sets, so the same will be for the Robin Hood box set. The booklets included, or the books rather, are 80 pages. Very much looking forward to checking out The Swimmer. All right, and now the Indicator set that I'm the most excited for. recently they concluded, or we're supposed, we feel like they've probably concluded the Columbia Noir series at 5 box sets. So now it looks like we are changing over now. We are going with Universal. So here we have Universal Noir #1. I am over the moon excited about this set, and that they're continuing the release of noir films in what for me are my favorite box sets that I own in my entire film collection. I mean, these are that good. The Columbia Noir box sets are my favorite box sets in the entirety of my film collection. The care that these guys put into these box sets is just next level. I love the presentation here. Now, these larger box sets, they are 120-page books, and then you get the each of the films separately housed in their own cases with original poster art. I mean, they go all the way with these box sets. But again, my absolute favorite box sets in my entire collection. The behind me, the Columbia Noir, there you can see above my head, the Columbia Noir series, there's 5 box sets there. And now we are moving on to Universal Noir. Excited to see how long they extend this one, where we go past that, who knows? But for now, I'm just so happy that we are getting these box sets. All right, looking at my clock, we're coming on about almost 40 minutes here. Maybe actually a little bit better than I thought. Okay, we're going to jump into some kind of standard... actually, let's do this. We'll save the kind of standard packed, no slipcover, no special treatment kind of releases for last. We'll start here. Sorry, guys. All right, Okay, now I want to be upfront about this. This is the only title that I did not actually pick up from Orbit, but I wanted to include it in this haul because I got... this is the only thing that I picked up during the Black Friday sale from Vinegar Syndrome. And then I got some other Vinegar Syndrome titles, 2 of which were offered or kind of released during the Black Friday time, and then 2 others that are from partner labels that were just ones I wanted to pick up. So all the others I got from Orbit, but this one I got direct from Vinegar Syndrome. This is the comic book variant cover for Tammy and the T-Rex, here presented as Tanny and the Teenage T-Rex, which I guess was the working title. But my gosh, it's just so fun. If you haven't seen Tammy and the T-Rex or Tanny and the Teenage T-Rex, as it is presented here, it is bonkers. Absolute nonsense bonkers type fun. So if you're in the mood for something just zany, like off the wall, basically incoherent at times, probably most of the time, this is just a really fun time, especially as I watched this film for the first time. It's best watched with friends. This is that kind of movie. So yeah, the comic book variant cover on this though, because I missed out on the original so this is 4K. I missed out on the original 4K offering lenticular cover that they did. I actually like this better because I think the comic style is really fun, and you still get the artwork that was included on that original 4K offering. So here you have, so it would have been this, but with a lenticular cover. But you get that same cover here. And yeah, on 4K, newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 35mm original camera negative. And you get the really nice thick, slipcover treatment from Vinegar Syndrome, which we all know and love. Those of us, obviously, that collect from Vinegar Syndrome and their partner labels. But yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex, or Tanny and the Teenage T-Rex. Very excited to have the comic book variant cover. Okay, so next up, these are 2 from Canadian International Pictures. offered through. So these are not Vinegar Syndrome sub-labels, but they are Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. So Canadian International Pictures. Guys, I'm going to get a quick drink. Because I am talking a lot here. Okay. Okay, so Canadian International Pictures. We have Don't Let the Angels Fall. And these two, in fact, here, I'll show you the other one here. Nobody Waved Goodbye. So these are two very human, kind of human dramas, and watched the trailers on these, kind of did a little bit of research, and I was absolutely grabbed by these two titles, and I mean, really calling my name. I love human-driven kind of drama, family drama, that type of thing. And yeah, they just seem right up my alley. So yeah, Nobody Waved Goodbye. Parents ask why, teenagers ask why not. A startling film that shows what teenagers feel, but never tell, rather. And then, yeah, kind of the same there, but you can see there's the back on that one. And I think these are both from the 60s. 1964. So you have a runtime of 80 minutes there. And then Don't Let the Angels Fall. You're going to suffer whether you like the idea of it or not. So there's the back cover on that one. Front. And this is from 1969 with a runtime of 99 minutes. So, yeah, slim runtimes on these. But yeah, two that I was really intrigued by and very happy to get. I know Don't Let the Angels Fall was really low stock. This was below 100 left, at least on the limited slipcover. And then I don't remember on this one, but I needed to grab both of these, which I obviously did. And then next up, I'm really excited for this. So this kind of ties into Indicator a little bit, because Indicator is going to be releasing a box set of 3 of the films from this kind of franchise or this character. Here we have Santo versus Dr. Death. Indicator is actually going to be doing a box set presentation of some of the early black and white films from Santo, which I will most definitely be picking up. And that comes out, I want to say, so the Indicator set comes out, I believe it's here at the end of January, so that'll be coming out soon. But I hear this film is just a ton of fun, and I've heard it called the best of the Santo films. Let me know down in the comments if you're familiar with these films, kind of where this one fits. But I hear that this is kind of the best that the Santo films have to offer. But very excited about the Indicator box set as well. So stay tuned on the channel for coverage on that one. And then the title that I'm sure everybody that's interested in Vinegar Syndrome is picking up right now is their latest offering from the Vinegar Syndrome Ultra Vinegar Syndrome sub label. This is Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. So this is the 4K offering here on the film. And just really great presentation here. You have the nice magnetic latch. And then just really, really cool presentation. So you get a nice booklet in there, the slipcover within the box set. So Vinegar Syndrome, they take such great care of their customers. I love Vinegar Syndrome. And what they're doing. Now, they did just announce their next edition in the VSU library, and that is Sidekicks from 1992 with Chuck Norris and Jonathan Brandis, I think is his name. But that was a video store classic back in the day. So that was 92, was right in my growing up years. And so I was a Blockbuster kid. And so that was a kind of a video store classic, something you always saw on the shelves. And so, in fact, Roadhouse was one of those as well. But I'll definitely be picking up Sidekicks for sure. But here we have Roadhouse on 4K. So great to see this get such great treatment. Great film, really fun. Another one that's just a really fun time. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Okay, next up, let's go with Kino Lorber. So this is a new series that Kino Lorber is taking on from the BBC. Really excited to see BBC content. I'm a sucker for English television, British television, comedy, really anything kind of BBC related I tend to gravitate towards. But this is the classic BBC series 3-disc set for George Simeon's Maigret. I believe you pronounce it Maigret. Maigret season 1. They've already announced season 2. That's coming out here in the next month or two. But we have season 1 here, 715 minutes total. This is in black and white and is a total of 13 episodes from 1960 to 1961. I like the cover art on there, actually. And this is from the Kino Classics line. And I know this is really small print here. You're just going to have to take my word for it. This has the Network label on there as well. If you're not familiar with Network, they do their site, I believe, is networkonair.com. They do a lot of great British releases, stuff I've got in my collection. In fact, the Jerry Anderson stuff that I've unboxed on the channel before, the marionette puppet animation stuff, Super Marionation, Network has been a huge advocate for the work of Jerry Anderson in preservation and presenting those great sets to us collectors. And so I'm a big fan of Network. But they kind of are in conjunction here with Kino Lorber in their Kino Classics line. So this is Kino Classics and Network, bringing us Maigret season 1. Looking forward to picking up season 2 when that comes out. Next up, we have we have a few, actually 4K, new 4K releases from Kino Lorber. First up here, Walter Matthau, Robert Shaw, Martin Balsam, and Hector Elizondo in The Taking of Pelham 123. I did own the previous Blu-ray version that Kino Lorber had put out. Very happy to upgrade to the 4K offering here with the slipcover presentation. A nice supplemental package here. This is from 1974, runtime of 104 minutes. Great 70s film. If you have not seen it, comes highly recommended. Next up, one of my favorite, I might even, I would for sure put it top 10 for me, 1970s films. This is right at the top of my favorite Clint Eastwood films. This is Escape from Alcatraz. I've seen this film many times. For whatever reason, this is a film that I saw a lot growing up. And one that I'm so excited to revisit. I'm always excited to watch this film, but to see the new 4K presentation here. So this is HDR Dolby Vision Master remastered by Paramount Pictures from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. You see you get a little bit of extra features there. And it's just such a great 1970s film. Very much at the top of what, Clint Eastwood had to offer during the 60s and 70s. Maybe for me, it would be behind the Man with No Name trilogy in terms of Clint Eastwood's offering during those eras. It's a spectacular film. But I know for me, it is a very nostalgic one as well, again, because I grew up watching it. But I think objectively, it's a good film as well. Great prison film. All right, next up we have a film directed by Stanley Kubrick. We have Kirk Douglas in Paths of Glory. I am admittedly coming in fresh on this one. I have not seen Paths of Glory. I like anti-war films. One of my favorites that I'm just thinking of off the top of my head, I love The Thin Red Line. If you haven't seen that film, that's a really great film. But obviously one of the masters of cinema, Stanley Kubrick here, and Kirk Douglas. I mean, what a great match that is, and really excited to pop this one in. I love the cover art here, and this is offered as well by Criterion in their Blu-ray library. But here, obviously, we have a 4K presentation. Brand new Dolby Vision HDR master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. I'm so glad that we have the original camera negatives to go to on films as important as this, that we have those elements to go back to. It's just so pleasing to be able to go back or rather watch these new scans on those original elements and just experience the films like that. For me, it'll be my first time with this film, but something like Escape from Alcatraz that I've seen so many times, it's going to be like a new viewing presentation for me, because I'm talking like, taped off of TV or watched, live on cable TV is how I grew up on that one. But we're so spoiled on how, the quality that we are being presented with here on these releases. So really grateful to Kino Lorber and the many other labels that are doing such great work. Now, continuing on the lines of film noir with Kino Lorber, they're doing such a great job with the film noir, the Dark Side of Cinema series. This kind of takes a left turn, and we go with some French films here. This is the French Noir collection. So we have Speaking of Murder from 1957, Back to the Wall, 1958, and Witness in the City from 1959. Did some soft research on these films, and they seem to be, well praised. Definitely, middle of the road or better on these three films from, what information I got. But I love film noir, and, to go to some of the French kind of roots of the film noir movement and be able to see, what the French directors and what they had to offer in terms of film noir. I'm definitely excited about that. Now I'm looking over here at my Criterion collection. This immediately made me think of Elevator to the Gallows. If that's a film you haven't seen, I would. Now, I haven't seen the three films contained here, but I would honestly think that pairing that, because it's got a it's very jazzy, but it's got noir elements there for sure. I would think that would be a good pairing here. So Elevator to the Gallows, if you have that, maybe you haven't seen that, maybe, pair that here and have, go 4 films deep. But in fact, probably, Jean Moreau from Elevator to the Gallows is here. So, it seems like it all makes sense. But yeah, really excited. And then you have a listing of the films here on the slip, and it is a slipcover presentation, which is great. Sorry, I'm getting cotton mouth here. Next up, we have the final season of Rod Serling's Night Gallery. So here we have season 3. This is 1972 to 1973. We have a 390-minute runtime here on this set, and this rounds out the complete collection. So happy to see this in its complete set on the shelf now, with season 3 of Night Gallery. Great cover art there. And then there is the special features offering. So you get 10 audio commentaries by Night Gallery authors, historians Scott Skelton and Jim Benson, featuring Night Gallery creator, writer Rod Serling. 15 audio commentaries by film historian Tim Lucas, David J. Shaw, Amanda Reyes, who I love. She's kind of the queen of TV, made-for-TV movies and the like. You have Kim Newman on here. I love Kim Newman. And then the Syndication Conundrum Part 3. So this is a thread that goes through the 3 sets from Kino Lorber. We have the kind of conclusion, I guess you can call it, to the Syndication Conundrum. A look at the show's troubled second life in reruns, a featurette by film historian Craig Beam. So great offering here by Kino Lorber on Rod Serling's Night Gallery. If you're new to the channel, my favorite TV show of all time, not even a close race, is The Twilight Zone from Rod Serling. Okay, next let's keep going with the slipcover presentations here. This is a new documentary that I'm really excited about. I'm a huge fan of the original It TV miniseries. I like the new It films, more so the first one. I love the original TV miniseries. I think there was some missed opportunities with the new films. The TV miniseries feels perfect for the time that it was made, and that's another one for me that's very nostalgic. This is a collector's edition of Pennywise, the story of It. I heard about this documentary that this was being made quite some time ago, and great to see this kind of come to fruition and be offered in this really nice slipcover presentation here. This is from this new series called Screambox, and I guess this is the definitely not focusing. Yeah, not a chance. So this is number 1 on this spine, and I don't know if we get other, oh yeah, actually we do get other artwork on the inside there. There you get Tim Curry on the back. You get some extra features here. Childhood phobias, the extras of It, The Legacy Continues, the book cover, a deeper look at the music, and Georgie, a short film. So no idea on where that came from, if that's a new short film. But really looking forward to taking a deep dive on the original miniseries. Let me know in the comments if you like the original miniseries or the new films better. Do you not like any of them? I'm a big fan of the original series, so very excited to have this one. Okay, still going over here. Let me kind of shift my stack there. Okay, so next up we have another Studio Canal release, but this is a slipcover edition, not a box set presentation. This is featuring Ryan O'Neal, Bruce Dern, and Isabel Adjani, written and directed by Walter Hill. This is The Driver, another film that I have heard a significant deal about, and one that is it's just high time that I watch this film. And no better way than with a nice new 4K. Let me see actually if I can verify that, if this is a new. Doesn't make any mention here of the, it just says 4K restoration, so we'll take that for what it is. I don't know if this, if this is from the original camera negative or what the setup was there, but yeah, we have The Driver. It says here that it includes a poster on the inside. We get a few special features here: new masterclass, Walter Hill, new interview with Walter Hill, alternate opening sequence, trailer, and teasers. The masterclass type features are always interesting, so I'll definitely be looking forward to that. And really kind of a cool matte finish slipcover there with that one. 1978 on this one, and a 92-minute runtime. Okay, next up, part of the Eureka, so this would be more like the Eureka Classics line. More Kung Fu. I always love that. This is Angela Mayo, Hapkido and Lady Whirlwind. 2-film offering here. 2-disc Blu-ray edition includes both films presented in 1080p from new 2K restorations across 2 Blu-ray discs. Limited edition packaging featuring newly commissioned artwork by Darren Wheeling, reversible poster, and then you get a collector's booklet, which they go away after the initial, 2,000 usually or so copies on these. So if you're interested, these are usually good to jump on a little bit quicker so you can get the slipcover and the booklet and the whole, the whole 9 yards. So really looking forward to diving in on that. So much Kung Fu in my life, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Next up, from the Masters of Cinema line, I have seen this film via the Arbalos Blu-ray release. I decided to go with this one. I liked the presentation here maybe a little bit more, and just excited to add this to the Eureka library specifically. But this is Son of the White Mare. Man, if you haven't seen this film, there's nothing like it. I mean, there's nothing really to compare this to. You just have to watch it. And it's got kind of a, this is kind of a psychedelic almost presentation. Very, very colorful. Maybe, and this isn't even really a good comparison, but maybe Delta Space Mission, if you're familiar with that animated film, that might be a good pairing. Both are really fun films, but this is a lot deeper. Legendary Hungarian animator Marcel Yankovic created a definitive masterpiece of world cinema with this. Oh, they even used the word psychedelic. Maybe I saw that. Psychedelic adaptation of the Hungarian folktale. It presents very much like a folktale. And it is just, it's one of those that you would just call an absolute and utter visual feast. It's just a joy to watch. It gets really strange at times, but it is largely rewarding and very much worth your time. If you have a passing interest in animation or have respect for the art form that animation is, really you cannot go wrong with Son of the White Mare. It is really magnificent. Nothing else really like it. But again, maybe you could pair this with something like Delta Space Mission. You can look up that one if you don't know what that is. I know I didn't. I had to kind of be guided towards it, but maybe a good pairing there. So this is a 1080p presentation on Blu-ray from a director-approved 4K digital restoration. And then this also, you can see on the cover here, it says, and other early works by Marcel Yankovic. So there's some other short film type things going on here. So really, and then you get this nice slipcover design here. Kind of a no-brainer for me. Next up, we have Lon Chaney in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is, of course, from 1923, runtime of 100 minutes, and this is a 1080p presentation on Blu-ray from a 4K restoration conducted by Universal Pictures. I love the cover art on this. It's really magnificent. Beautiful slipcover design here. And then I believe there's a booklet, a collector's booklet featuring a new essay by film historian Philip Kemp, and a reprint. This is really cool. A reprint of the film's original 1923 souvenir program is included in here as well. I love it. I'm here for it. I gave Eureka my money, and so glad to have this this particular edition from the Masters of Cinema on my shelf. Okay, the last title we have from Eureka here. This is Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard in The Cat and the Canary and The Ghost Breakers. I hear amazing things about The Cat and the Canary. I don't know why I haven't seen that film yet. And I hear The Ghost Breakers is kind of just all right. But Cat and the Canary was really kind of worth it for the price of admission from what I hear. So I really had no hesitation in picking this one up. This is another one that has a limited edition collector's booklet featuring new writing from Craig Ian Mann. You get some radio adaptations, so great presentation here. I'm excited for both films for sure, but especially Cat and the Canary. All right. Moving on to BFI, we have another presentation here from the BBC, as presented here through BFI. This is Ghost Stories for Christmas. This is a Region B locked collection of films here from 1968 to 1973, black and white and color, 172-minute runtime. And I believe this is one that has there definitely is a booklet included on the inside there. But as you can see here, we have volume 1. So I'm hoping we see more here on this, but Ghost Stories for Christmas. I'm a little late on Christmas, but really any time for ghost stories, there's no wrong time to watch something like this. So I will definitely be diving in before next Christmas. All right. Next up, we're going with another 88 films. Let's see, we had Dragons Forever, I think was the other. This is our other 88 films entry in this haul. This is Martial Club, more Kung Fu. This is 118 minutes, and this is from 1981. I can't say no. This is definitely right up my alley. Lots of good extra features there. And these always include a collector's booklet, nice slipcover. I think sometimes these will come with a poster as well, but either way, great presentation here. And happy to have Martial Club. All right, let's go Scream Factory, shall we? First up, we have, we're in 4K land here now. Let me switch some of these out. Okay, so we got a bunch of 4Ks, and then we have a Blu-ray box set from Shout Select. So first up, we have a 4K Ultra HD Plus Blu-ray Collector's Edition of Army of Darkness. This is a 4-disc set. So we have the theatrical cut. Excuse me. Theatrical cut in 4K, theatrical cut on Blu-ray. Disc 3 is the director's cut on Blu-ray, and then disc 4 is the international cut on Blu-ray. So 1 4K UHD and 3 Blu-ray discs, and really stacked with extra features there. I've never seen Army of Darkness. Now, if you look at the video on my channel, I unboxed, I know you can't see this off camera here, but the Evil Dead Groovy Collection. I said that I was going to pick up Army of Darkness because I've only seen the Evil Dead. I haven't seen, and then I saw the reboot or remake, whatever, from 2013 or whenever that was. But I've only seen the first film, so I need to see Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and then the TV Ash versus the Evil Dead as well. So really excited to have this. I love that they're going original poster art. As you'll see, a continuing theme here. Original poster art on these. Let's keep going with that. I love a lot of the newly commissioned artwork as well, but there's something about original poster art that just really, it really feels right. So very happy to have this. Very excited to, jump in on this film. And, Bruce Campbell is such a good time. I mean, really, I'm confident in pulling this one in. Okay, and like I said, keeping on with the original poster art or cover art here, we have 4K Ultra HD on Blu-ray Collector's Edition of Brian De Palma's Carrie. Very happy to have this on 4K. This is admittedly a tough film for me to watch. I like Carrie. I think it's an important part of the culture of horror films, one that I have definitely revisited over the years, but it's a tough watch for sure. With the themes that are explored here of bullying and things like that, it's not an easy film to watch. But it is a great horror film, and it definitely deserves the place that it has in film history in the horror kind of culture. So this is a new 2022 4K scan of the original camera negative. Again, couldn't be more excited to look at the new scan. And then just great extra features there, guys. Can't go wrong. Okay, another let's see, when is this one from? 1974. I thought it was 70s. But this is Bob Clark's Black Christmas. Of course, Bob Clark, who directed A Christmas Story. If you didn't know that, he directed A Christmas Story after Black Christmas. Black Christmas. It's just so funny because A Christmas Story is such a classic family Christmas film, and then you have Black Christmas, which came before it, that is, you know, very much rooted in the slasher horror subgenre, and it's a really great film. I admittedly have not visited this one too many times, and so I'm looking to kind of put this one into my regular cycle of films that I get through each year, but or that I get to each year. So really happy to have this. Again, a new 2022 4K scan on this one, and just give you a little peek at those extras. A peek as in you know, kind of what this eye is doing up here. I know this video is getting really, really long, and I'm starting to feel it, so sorry guys. I know this is this is very abnormal, even for me, to be talking this long. So next up, again, 4K Ultra HD plus Blu-ray Collector's Edition of Piranha. And this is from the great Joe Dante. This is a really fun film. I'm not gonna lie, I really like Piranha. As a jawsploitation film. It's a lot of fun. I love Joe Dante, and you know, it's just a great time. And you know, another one where it's just kind of fun to watch with friends, or by yourself. I mean, really, it's just a fun time. But yeah, Piranha, new 2022 restoration of the 4K scan of the original camera negative. And so this is a 2-disc Blu-ray affair here. Okay, and then we have two, and I had to go with the Steelbook editions on these because the artwork is too freaking beautiful to not go with these particular editions. These are two Leica films. I am crazy about this studio, and this is my favorite film that they've they've produced, and this is Paranorman. The artwork on that is, I know it doesn't do justice on camera, and even to see the finish here in person, I mean, it's really beautiful. I love Paranorman so much. And this is features a new 4K restoration, and then you get a Blu-ray, which is a second disc here, and then I know you get a little booklet in here as well, and just give you a peek at what's included there. And then you know, going for Paranorman, another of their films that I absolutely love is Coraline. It's just an absolute treat, this film. You know, definitely dark, and I love it for that. And new 4K restoration here as well, 2-disc, and then the booklet I know is included inside. They're going to be doing the Box Trolls and Kubo and the Two Strings in the next month or two, so I will be picking those up as well. All right, guys, I promise we're getting close here. We'll just rip through these last several here. Next up from Shout Select, we have the Sunny Chiba collection. This is a really great box set offering here, or slip box, I guess, offering here. We have Yakuza Wolf, I Perform Murder, Yakuza Wolf 2, Extend My Condolences, Bodyguard Kiba 2, Shogun's Shadow, Samurai Reincarnation, and Sword of Vengeance. These range from 1972 to 1978. Runtimes ranging from 87 minutes to, wow, am I reading that right here? Sword of Vengeance from 1978 is 160 minutes. So really great artwork here. We're getting another Sunny Chiba collection here very soon. I think this month, this January, from Arrow Video, from or maybe it is Arrow Video. Actually, I think that one is Arrow Video. There's a Sunny Chiba set, The Executioner. Sorry, it's all coming back to me. I think it's the Executioner series coming from Arrow Video. So I will be looking forward to picking that up as well. Love Sunny Chiba. I have the Street Fighter collection from Shout Select as well. So this is a nice companion piece there. And then not too special features heavy here, but you get a nice collection of films and a nice kind of slipbox presentation. Okay, let's go 3 steelbooks here. Just one 4K steelbook and then 2 Blu-ray. This is 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital. We have The Last Action Hero. Really, really fun film. Kind of a theme here. I've got some really just fun films sprinkled throughout the haul here. But this is an absolute blast. I love Last Action Hero. It is very, very 90s. It's just kind of seeping with that 90s style. And I love the kind of meta presentation here in this film. You do get some special features included here. And then you do get the digital code if you're into that. Yeah, and the cover here, it's got kind of a sheen to it. It's really beautiful. I love that poster for this film. So to have that on the cover there is really great. Next up from Phil Tippett, you'll know from my Christmas haul, I am a huge Phil Tippett fan. I got the Phil Tippett art book for Christmas, and this is Phil Tippett's masterpiece, Mad God, on steelbook. This is the only offering of Mad God. There's not a standard slipcover offering. It is the steelbook edition that you see here, and I love the cover art. It says here, Phil brings humanity and empathy to every character. Phil Tippett has finally unleashed his magnum opus, and it is worth the wait. This is a film that's been in the works for years. And I don't know the full story behind that, but we do get a commentary with Phil Tippett and Guillermo del Toro. What an absolute joy that's going to be to listen to, which I will definitely be doing. And I hope, he's got the runtime of the film to talk about it, so I'm sure Phil Tippett will kind of answer some of the questions that I have on the kind of the genesis of this film and how this all came about, and just answer all those questions. So really looking forward to that commentary. And then we get some other interviews, the making of Mad God, and then Academy of Art, University, and Mad God behind the scenes montage, photo gallery. So some good offerings here on the special features. And then you see the design here. Sorry, right here. It's a really dark film. It's a really challenging film. It left me really scratching my head on some scenes, but it is absolutely worth the price. I think I paid $20, maybe just north of $20 for this. It is certainly worth that to just see this film once, let alone have it on your shelf, to go to whenever you want. But it is a very dark film. Next up, this is from Nobuhiko Obayashi, who his filmography is not one that I am well versed in, but I love his film Hausu, or House, which I have via the Criterion Collection over here to my right. This is his swan song, his final film. This is Labyrinth of Cinema, and this is in a. It's got a slipcover here on the steelbook, and I'm really intrigued to see. Now, there's a couple other box sets of his films from the 80s, a collection of his anti-war films that I know Orbit DVD has in stock as well. So I love House. Couldn't love that film more. I want to see how I feel about this. I'm really excited to watch this. I'm trying to find the runtime. I know this has gotten a pretty extended runtime, but let's see, 179 minutes on the runtime here. And this is from, before he passed away, from 2019. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I don't know exactly what to expect, but I know that I love House, and that kind of informed this purchase. And if I like what I see here, I will most definitely be picking up his box sets on his 80s films and his anti-war films. So Labyrinth of Cinema. Look at the trailer on this one. See if it maybe grabs you. Visually, I just love what he did in House, and I would love to see kind of how that translates over to his last piece. But I hear he just kind of goes all out for his last film, and so really excited to have that for those reasons. Okay, just our last few editions here. These are just standard release editions, no fancy slipcovers or box sets or anything, but here we have a limited extended edition Blu-ray and DVD of Boris Karloff, the man behind the monster, documentary, of course, on Boris Karloff. Very excited to dive in on this one. This is from 2021, a runtime of 103 minutes, but you do get some bonus features here. You'll see some very familiar faces there on the back, Roger Corman and Guillermo del Toro. And this is the winner of the 2022 Rondo Hatton Classic Horror Award for Best Documentary. Over 2 hours of bonus material, including Boris Karloff, the rest of the story, which I saw an interview with his daughter recently that she was promoting this work. And so I'm really excited to dive in on this one. Obviously a fan of classic horror films, and Boris Karloff is, he speaks for himself. Next up, from the Warner Archive collection, we have Frederick March, Miriam Hopkins, and Rose Hobart in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Really excited to see this version of the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is a runtime of 96 minutes from 1932. And we do get a couple of commentaries, some extra features on there that are included. I love Warner Archive, and very happy to add this to the collection. Next up, from Classic Flicks, this is their first foray into 4K. This is Mickey Spillane's I, the Jury, 4K UHD 3D Blu-ray and Blu-ray, so kind of a triple offering there. And this is 1953, a runtime of 88 minutes in black and white, and this is a 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio. So of course you'll get the black bars on either side. But yeah, I know this is like a broken record. Really excited to have this in the collection. the dynamite thriller Now, his first motion picture, blasts you out of your seat in 3D. I love some of these early 3D films. I love the gimmick kind of 3D and kind of the showmanship, almost like one of my favorite filmmakers of, around this era, a little after this era, like with William Castle. Like there was so much showmanship and kind of fun in promoting films, and the 3D format definitely lent to that showmanship as well, and just kind of the fun of movies. And so anyways, really looking forward to that one. But you can see there is a nice bonus feature offering, supplemental package offering there. I don't think this one includes necessarily like a booklet or anything, but from Classic Flicks. 3 more to go here. Next up from Flicker Alley. I love Flicker Alley. That library for me is building very quickly. This is in conjunction with the Film Noir Foundation and the UCLA Library Film and Television Archive. This is El Vampiro Negro, the Return of the Lost Noir classic from 1953 with a runtime of 90 minutes. This is out of Argentina. I'm not going to try to pronounce the director's name here. But some good bonus features and then booklets, which are always included in these releases. And so you can see the offering there. And then just 2 more to go here. Next up, we have another offering from the BFI. This is The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, a film by Lot Renninger. This really, what grabs me here is this is some of the earliest, one of the earliest kind of sort of animated films, kind of very handcrafted, hand-cut pieces that are used in its silhouette animation. Lot Renninger's beautiful silhouette animation brings to life magical tales from the Arabian Nights. Handsome young Prince Ahmed plunges into a series of exciting escapades that take him from Baghdad to China via the enchanted land of Wak Wak. Demons, witches, and princesses move through intricate and colorful worlds in this exquisite and influential film, which is presented here with a choice of soundtracks and a selection of rarely seen short films. I always love it when they include a compilation of short films. So not only do you get the main presentation here, but you have all those to dive into as well. And you have a dual format edition here. Looks like this one does include a booklet as well. It's nice, and there's a nice heft to this set. And then, in fact, it's a fully illustrated booklet with newly commissioned essays by Jez Stewart and Philip Kemp and a contribution by Marina Warner. But there you go. You can take a look there. Too interesting to pass up on that, being as big of a fan of animation as I am. And last but not least, we have, interestingly, a 4K release here from Shout Factory that they just did not, and this is not a big deal, but they just did not offer a slipcover on this, which I thought was kind of interesting. It's the only 4K from Shout Factory that I have that they just didn't offer this slipcover presentation on. But I love this film. This is Matthew Broderick from the 1980s classic War Games. Had to pick it up. So we get a feature-length audio commentary by director John Badham and writers Lawrence Lasker and Walter F. Parks. Loading War Games, Inside NORAD, Cold War Fortress, Attack of the Hackers, Tic-Tac-Toe, A True Story, and a theatrical trailer. Does not say anything about the what they're working with in terms of any 4K restorations or anything like that, but I just had the standard studio release, and so I wanted to upgrade this one. So we'll see. The jury's still out. I don't know how the presentation is going to be here, but I love this film. Excuse me, and I'm looking forward to watching this on 4K. All right, guys. As if that wasn't long enough, we're at about an hour and a half. My goodness gracious. Yeah, that is what we will call a mega haul from Orbit DVD. If you've stuck through to the end of the video, my goodness gracious, thank you so much for sticking with me here. Again, if you're new to the channel, I want to make it very clear, I do not do hour-and-a-half long haul videos. That just doesn't happen. This is definitely not normal, but I just thought, again, it'd be a fun way to start off the year kind of with a big bang, you know, just this kind of mega haul. As you can see, so many great titles to get into here. A lot of films that I've already seen, a lot of new discoveries here. Really excited about the new Film Vault series to see where they go with that. Shawscope Volume 2. We've got the new Universal Noir series from Indicator. Great work being done by Classic Flicks and the BFI and Vinegar Syndrome, Studio Canal. Just really an embarrassment of riches here. We're so lucky as collectors to have access to this stuff, and very, very happy, very fortunate to be able to pull in these titles. Again, this was not a single purchase. I don't want to put that idea across. This was many different orders that just kind of piled up on my shelf, and I just wanted to form this kind of special, I guess, episode of the Orbit DVD haul. And my thanks as well to Mark and his team over at Orbit DVD for doing what they do. His team over there works insanely hard. They're always very gracious, very easy to deal with. If you've never purchased from them before, I'll leave a link to their site in the description of this video. Definitely go visit their site. If you're into boutique label collecting, they're a one-stop shop. And I know there's others out there too, like Diabolic DVD and Grindhouse, and but I've really found a good thing here with Orbit DVD, and Mark just really takes care of us collectors. So thank you, Mark. Thank you for those of you that are watching this video, and until next time, I hope you're able to watch a lot of great films.